I've spoken to a couple people about this, and I used to be confused about it too. I've spoken to a couple people about this, and I used to be confused about it too. So when you re-explain something, you're not actually manifesting it. Let's say you had something that happened in your life and you keep saying it again and again and again. Obviously, that's going to recreate your reality.
I'm about to explain everything from my perspective. Take and leave whatever resonates. If it doesn't make any sense, then just take it as another perspective. Pikachu! I messed this part up.
The reason why people say it over and over again is because they haven't healed from it as well. So when you pause and you feel in, do you feel like you're still carrying that thing? When I explain to people about my life, there's no energetic hold over it. Of course, I used to have it, but I have moved on from majority of the ones that I talk about. If I haven't moved on from it, it's like I don't really speak about it type thing. Unless I'm called to, so I can exhale it out. But let's say we're explaining it. You're not actually manifesting again because you're already holding on to it. So our life is always manifesting. Whatever is not what your desire is, let's say abundance in every way, because that's our core, that means there's something masking our reality from a emotion, because emotions override thoughts. Let's say that I'm thinking high vibrational thoughts and I'm feeling like shit and I'm like, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. And then you keep going through the day saying, I love myself. It's actually not doing anything. Not until you say that I love myself so many times that creates a feeling. Because yes, thoughts create feeling, but it has to be enough energy like a vortex. There has to be enough energy in the vortex for you to step in to be in that reality to play out right now. If you're not consciously doing it, every 2 hours our energy resets to its default settings. So if you're not doing it, let's say every 2 hours, or you're not doing your meditation, whatever, you're always going to be in this low vibe and you're thinking, I don't want to say it type thing. But the reason the universe puts us in scenarios to speak about that thing when someone asks us about it, because this whole reality is our subconscious. Every person outside your mind is your subconscious. So when we go to sleep, we plan out the day. So when there's someone brings you to an uncomfortable feeling, it's like that's an opportunity for you to exhale it. So my advice to you is to actually say the thing, expose yourself, exhale it out so you're not carrying the energy, because you never know that time that you tell someone may be the last of the energy that you're actually exhaling, instead of avoiding it in your mind and then you're constantly avoiding it. When people say I don't want to bring up it, that means they haven't fully felt it yet, and that's okay. But feeling it allows it to fuck off, because if you are trying to be like, oh no, I don't want to re-manifest it, babes, it's already fucking manifesting in reality right now, because the energy, you're holding on to it and it's creating your reality, the emotion of it. So when we're placed in that situation, it's like I can exhale from it, feel into it, and see why it keeps coming up. That's how you truly let it go from your reality, and you can create abundance in that area of your life.
When I talk about create, you're not actually creating it. You're actually just letting go of the blockages, because abundance is your true core. That's your true being. So you're just letting go of the excess, which is masked on top of the abundance.
Sometimes I do catch myself in this as well. My thoughts, because your thoughts are trying to protect you. Oh my goodness. So when you're driving in a car and a song comes on, if you don't just skip the song without thoughts, your thoughts are trying to protect you from feeling. That is the reality. It's trying to protect you from feeling. So when it's telling you no, 95% of our reality is thoughts. 95% of our reality is subconscious, and those subconscious patterns, habits, behaviors, and thoughts are riding your reality. So if you're not consciously working of yourself.
When I talk about working on yourself, I'm really talking about feeling your feelings and not being attached to reality.
But if you are as well, that means there's somewhat percent, let's say 80%, let's say 50, 40, 30. That means that much percent you can't trust of your thoughts. You cannot trust 95% of your thoughts if you're not doing the work. And this is not for me to hierarchy, put myself on a pedestal and saying you're not doing the work. I'm saying it's so crucial to do the work, but this is not coming from me. It's actually more important for you to know that you can't trust your thoughts. This is me saying, babes, you cannot trust your thoughts. If you're not doing the work, 95% of your thoughts cannot be trusted. Right? I'm in the car and a song comes on and then my mom's like, oh no, I don't really like that song. So I've played this card so many times. One time it's like, boom, I let it go. I'm like, okay. And I clock myself, I'm like, oh, let's play it then. I end up having a really good time with that song because I don't think I'm in the vibrational match to play that high vibe song. But then that gets me to the high vibe. Otherwise, it's like, it's protecting me from feeling. Let's say it's a sad song. I'm like, no, I don't really feel sad. I really want to listen to that. But if I let that song play out, that would have been an opportunity for me to heal, to feel and let go. So I completely off that opportunity for me to feel and let go. Wow. If you just like next a song without thoughts, then that was the not right option, but that was a feeling guided to. But if your thoughts are overriding your direction, choices, decisions, that is the past trying to control the present. And the more I can realize this, the more I realize I need to go back into my heart and actually not listen to anything this guy up here is saying unless I'm consciously connecting to spirit, source, creator, my higher self. And maybe they do drop in things, so it's actually for you to decipher that. But 95%, so that would be the 5%. The 95% is the subconscious reality. So, babes, discernment type vibes. Keep debating what creates our reality, because I'm like looking at like all the artists out there and other people that I see on comments and stuff, like they manifest this and that, but they're still feeling densities and stuff. It's like what overrides your reality is actually your dreams, not your thoughts of the past. Cause just because someone's been through shit and is a negative person doesn't mean that they're not worthy enough to have a fucking good life and experience all the highest highs, because sometimes it actually happens. Like a negative person ends up winning the lottery, but then they don't know how to hold that energy, which is so fine. Like, it doesn't matter what the is going on in your life. Like, at any moment in time, anything can happen. The more you feel into that and love yourself wholeheartedly now, the more abundance actually shows up in your reality. It's not, yes, it's the thoughts, but the more you bug into it, like, I've been thinking negative thoughts all day, and actually be self-critical, self-analyzing, which doesn't even help. And the more you actually realize, because I didn't realize this for so long, because it didn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense sometimes, and that's just part of the journey. It's being self-aware. I've been trying to find another word for it, because when I'm like self-aware, like spiritual, like, because everything is awareness, everything is spiritual, like, it's hard to counterbalance that word. Being self-aware is actually not the best thing, because yes, you can be self-aware, but a lot of us confuse that with being analytical. So then every time you do something, oh, I just picked up a speaker. Oh, I just picked up my hat and now I'm walking. Like, no one gives a fuck about that. You don't even give a fuck about that. You actually care about being in the moment and feeling this tree, looking into the patterns of the tree, looking out into the beach and feeling that wave hit the shore. That's what you actually care about. And the more we step out of being self-aware and feel the moment, feel the essence of it, then that's when you're actually self-aware. But it's not even being self-aware, because you actually want to forget about yourself when you're in the present moment. You're just like, this is so cool. oh my god, life is so cool, the fucking fairy tale type vibe. That is what's happening. So the more we actually lessen the self-awareness sort of kicks in when you're journaling and when you have a big down and you're like, I need to exhale this shit. But it's not about being self-aware in each moment. Cause I used to think that and I realized that was anxiety. That's anxiety, gal. Mando, that's anxiety. Right? So, get out of your head. Type. So, what the is self-aware? What the man? Differentiate. English is a fucking spell. It's a fucking hoodles, confusion. The more you step out of words and come back to the moment and feel this bitch. Babes. You won the game because your highest vibration, the highest expression of yourself, your energy is actually here. Babes, it's right here, right? Can you feel it? Can you see it? Can you express it? The more you're here, the more the shit over there actually doesn't exist, and the people over there aren't real, mate. Anxiety is in the future. Depression's in the past, but it doesn't mean avoid your feelings. So if you're like seeing yourself in the future, and you're feeling that, and you're like, oh, I just self-analyze and come to this point of being aware, realize, oh my gosh, I'm over there, babes. And it might not even be a real reality because life might not even take you in the direction that you're actually thinking about constantly. No. And then the past over there is coming up, what happened in trauma, what happened? Oh yeah, what happened, mate? Yeah. So, it's actually reminding you these things are coming here and playing in the present. And it's like, why the fuck is my reality working? Huh? I'm trying too hard to create the reality I want. No, because you're here, right? And so is your depression and anxiety. So you can't even create the reality you want with anxiety and depression, alright? So you try to live life head-buttoning everything and say, why isn't my manifestation working? Why isn't it working? Because your anxiety and your depression is actually trying to tell you something. Right? So the more we feel into that, why am I depressed? And that's just a label. Anxiety is just like, well, I'm just saying this because this is English, right? So feeling the past, feeling the present, I feel like shit, awesome. And hold space for yourself. Feel it in your soul. Mm-hmm. And then let the go. And then come back to the present, baby. The more you practice this cycle of, okay, I'm catching myself overthinking. I'm catching myself being anxiety. I'm catching myself being depressed. And you just feel it, and you feel it. It automatically lets go. You don't have to think yourself out of a situation saying, I'm fucking high vibes, bro. I fucking love myself. No, you don't. You don't love yourself, and that's fine. Alright? So, coming to terms with what's going on right now, head butting the wall like, what the fuck is going on? I'm trying to be a happy person, but it's not working. Because the happiness is under, right? It doesn't mean when you're sad and shit, you're actually sad because this is a label. This is a moment of time feeling an energy, emotion, energy in motion. But in the moment, it's like, I want to die, I want to kill this person, I want to. Yeah, because the energy is death. That's what's happening. You're actually
Unaliving
yourself, energetically speaking. You're killing the old version of you that wants to move on, right? And you're coming into that present moment, and you're like, I feel like I want to type shit, right? But it's the energy trying to move through you, and it's trying to like, let me live, let me breathe, let me get out of here, I'm trying to leave. That's what the energy's doing, but we're not even allowing that. We're like, no, stay inside, no, don't move, put your hands up type shit. Like, yeah? And then we're like, if you fucking get out of my body, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna tell myself I'm depressed still. Keep moving in there. Right? That's what's happening. When you're trying to suppress yourself, when you're drowning, trying to breathe, that's what your energy's trying to do, is actually trying to come out. It's like, I want to die. Let me die. That's what your energy's actually saying and doing. And then we confuse it in our mind saying like, I want to die. No, that's the energy talking to you, babes. Nothing is yours, babes. Not thoughts, not feelings, not anything, right? And the more we drill that into our heads, no, nothing is me. I am nothing. But then I'm everything. That's how I attract things that are desirable. Boom, that's inserted in your brain. And yeah, fucking live and love it. Yeah. But that's exactly what's happening in your... So it's not even being self-aware, okay? And sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. You decipher. But if you're trying to think your way out of thoughts, is what I've been doing for the last 4 years, then you're doing it wrong, babes. You're supposed to be feeling it, because the analytical mind comes in because it tries to override the ego. And then you have a spiritual ego, and then you have the normal ego, and then you have your trauma, and then you have all these fucking egos everywhere, and it's all trying to come up. It's trying to all tell you some messages, but then you recreate a fucking another loop. You recreate another version of yourself when you go through the spiritual psychosis, emotions, past energy, and you recreate another ego through that. And then we come up with all the egos that's like, ego, let me live, I want to die. Those are all, let's say, like, in the perspective of multiple personality disorder, right? There's all these different avatars. So that we all actually secretly have it. Not gonna lie. And I've been scared to say this. I've been holding this idea, I'm gonna call it an idea, for the last 3 years. Everyone secretly has, not everyone, but maybe, multiple personality disorder, because all these versions of us are stuck in our head, who we think we are, and who others think of us, our trauma. Those are all different versions of you, right? And we're just here vibing. We're just vibing. So when we let that shit go, we're actually in the present moment, and then we're no one. There's no personality. We're just here. And maybe I could be screaming because I want to fucking scream. Or maybe I'm whispering because I want to fucking whisper. Or maybe I'm throwing a rock out of a tree. Or maybe I'm like, I'm so type thing, right? So we have so many different personalities trapped in us. And then a lot of them are trapped in emotion. So then we create reflexes, and we're like, somebody talks shit about you, fuck you, cunt. Somebody touches you, don't touch me there, this is my no-no square. Somebody talks to you, rude, stop. Somebody touches your bum, you're a pervert. Like, all these moments of reflexes we create of shutting ourselves out of reality. We react from the emotions. We're not actually being who we truly are, but we are, because that's the energy which is us for that time, but it's not actually us. But then we trap that emotion in us. So when we feel, or when these different versions of us come up, it's literally just emotions playing out. When we get triggered, that's an energy in motion from a multiple personality from the past, alternate reality, alternate timeline coming up, and then you're feeling into that, and then you're reacting from that version of you. And there's another version of you, and there's another version, a spectrum, like a beehive. The spectrum thinking is what I've been coming to terms with recently, that everything is on an infinite playing field. Let's say this whole screen is an infinite spectrum, and there's so many little holes everywhere. And then all these different holes are different realities and different perspectives of thinking, and everything you can actually think of is on this, right? And this is what who was it again? Is it Arcturian? The Arcturians, my Arcturian family showed me that, I can feel their presence, oh baby, So much love. This is reality, right? Every time you feel into a thought, because you can think a thoughtless thought and it's not going to manifest, right? It's just, if you're feeling that emotion, you think it's boom, reality. Let's say you're on neutral and you're thinking, everyone is fucking shit. Like, you're not actually doing anything because it's neutral. You're not creating reality. Let's say something fucked happened yesterday and you didn't even feel it and you're sitting on this vibration and you're going to the word like, everyone's a chick, boom, you stub your toe. That's reality. So when you think a thought, I'm going into this reality, grabbing a thing, let's say I'm a lid and pulling that into this reality, putting it in my heart, putting it in my body. That's what happens every time you think a thought. Holes everywhere, right? Oh, that's what happens, literally. This whole screen is reality. Think a thought. I'm a millionaire. I'm in that reality right now because every thought is happening in this moment in time. Wow. Wow. Whoa, bitch. Whoa. No flex. Zone. No flex. Zone. So that's literally what's happening right now. But the feeling overrides reality. So the feeling thought vibration, donatal vibes. So we're in that vibration. We're creating that reality from these thoughts, this feeling. Because in reality, there's only 3 different timelines that you can be on. But I was also told to not project this in a way. So how do I explain this? 3D, 4D, 5D, neutral. Nothing is happening, no good, no bad. 4D would be, did I say 4D? Let's restart. 3D, let's start from 3D. It says 3D is ego, loops. Everything is not happening and happening. And you're just like, what type shit? And then 4D is memories, Akashic records, sleep, everything, neutral reality. Nothing's really happening. 5D is like attraction, law of attraction. Like I am manifesting good things for me. And we can be on any, shout out to my mentor, any side of the spectrum. I've known this, but she showed it on a 3 pivot thing and I was like, boom, bitch, get out of the way. Get out of the way, bitch, get out of the way. So when we're in this, we actually have to really think that our highest timeline is now. It's not to think, oh, there's 3 different timelines and I'm going in and out. It's to actually pivot this as a side spectrum thinking here and there, not to actually merge it with your belief system. It's to actually think right now I'm always in my highest timeline. Everything's always happening for me, good and bad. And I'm there now, no matter what I'm feeling, thinking, or being. And the more you integrate that, doesn't mean you just shut out all the bad shit and you're like, I'm in my highest vibration. And then you're just trying to tell you let go of something and do some shit and you're like, no, I'm in my highest vibration. I don't need to fucking do anything, bitch. That's exactly how I was operating, when I went into my psychosis of the new age spirituality. I was trying to hide my darkness and be a love and light. And I always say love and light because I fucking love love and light. But it doesn't mean I'm a love and light because I love the dark and I love the darkness and I love standing my ground. I love boundaries and I love the density. Not always, but yeah, you know, human type vibe shit. But that's exactly what I got stuck in for a long time. It was not a vibe, right? So then when I come here, I'm like, okay, like I'm always in my highest vibe, timeline, whatever. Everything is going to be okay. When you grab that and think that's when you're in that reality, that's how reality works. If you picture reality as that, the Arcturians said that this is the easiest way to understand reality. Maybe for me. Maybe just for me. And they showed me that and I was like, holy fuck. When we go back to the beehive, let's say every single circle is every thought, and let's say now every single circle is just perspectives. If you see life as a beehive, and then that person over there is thinking that thought, but he's on a low vibration, he's still on the same level playing field. It doesn't matter what vibration they're on, there's still another version of you experiencing life in their head, right? Room-manifesting. I'm trying to say room-manifesting more than manifesting because it creates a better vibe for me. maybe for everyone, and they're in that vibration, it doesn't make me any different to them. Because we're all bees in a fucking hive. And then I'm going to go to this flower because it tastes better. And then that person over there thinks that that flower tastes better. And in reality, it might be a lower vibe, but that's their choice. They get to go to every flower, any flower they want. And then I get to go to any flower I want. And that is life. Life is for the living and death is for the dying, baby. So yeah, that's what's happening here. Coming back to the present moment, in realizing that moment to moment, choosing whatever you feel right now is the highest form and highest expression of you, no matter what you're thinking, feeling, and saying and expressing. And this is what I've learned in the fucking lifetime of being Angel fucking Lena. Angel fucking Lena, yeah. Well, that's all, Frank. So I hope you have a lovely night. And I love y'all. Peace on the beach. Out. Mwah.